Hey guys, Travis Gillespie here. We've been working with probability and counting methods. Here's another problem to look at. It says Greta's apartment building is protected by a security system that requires a passcode to let in residents. The code is made up of numbers from 1 to 3. The code is 3 digits long and a digit cannot repeat. What are all the possible passcodes? Let's go ahead and highlight the key information. This first sentence, it's actually what we'd call irrelevant information. You know, it makes a nice story to read about Greta's security code and the code letting residents in, but it doesn't help us solve the problem. So let's go to the content-dense information. And that information's here. It says the code is made up of numbers from 1 to 3. So the numbers 1 through 3, that would be 1, 2, and 3. I'm just going to highlight that. And let's just make a note over here. We can use the numbers for the code 1, 2, or 3. Now let's read on. The code is 3 digits long and a digit cannot repeat. So we know the code is 3 digits long, the digits cannot repeat. Okay, so this passcode can be 3 digits long. Let's go ahead and just do this. I'm going to make 3 dashes to represent our code, our 3-digit code. And we know numbers cannot repeat. I want to be real careful with our next step because what you might be thinking is, you know what? This is probability and we're working with counting methods and it's asking for possible passcodes. Therefore, we've got to multiply, right? So you're thinking, let's multiply how many ever digits can be in this first spot by the number of digits that can be in the second spot, by the number of digits that could be in the third spot. But be real careful. Do not do this. I'm going to circle it and put an X through it. That's not what they're asking us to do in this problem. What's the key information in this last sentence? It says, what are the possible passcodes? It's not asking how many. It's asking what are. So we actually have to create a list of all the different codes that can be created. So what are the possible passcodes is asking us to actually create a list with this information. And the information I'm going to start with is the digits 1, 2, and 3. So my 3 spots are filled in with a 1, a 2, and a 3. Why didn't I make it 1, 1, and 1 first? Because the information above is telling us that we cannot repeat numbers. If there is a 1 in this first spot, the next spot cannot have a 1 in it. Numbers do not repeat. So let's get rid of those 3 ones. We're starting with 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to put a comma down for my next code because the second slot, in fact, I just want to create 3 more dash marks. The first dash mark represents the first digit, the second represents the second digit, and the third represents the third digit. So we're talking about the second digit right now. If there's a 1 in this first spot, well, the second spot doesn't necessarily have to have a 2 in it. It could have a 3 in it. So I could fill in a 1 followed by a 3 followed by a 2. So I want to get rid of that 1 on that keypad real quick. And I'm going to just write it as 1, 3 followed by 2. I'm going to put a comma down. Let's fix that comma real quick. Alright, so now let's think about this. I'm finished with the 1 being in this first key position. So let's get rid of it. And now I want to place a new number in this first keypad. So I'm going to plug a 2 in. So if I have a 2 starting out with a 2, well, my new code could be 2, 1, followed by, let's fix that 1, 2, 1, and 3. Or I might not want to put a 1 in the second key position here. So I don't want to have 2, 1, 3. Maybe I want to put a 3 in the second position. So let's get rid of that information. And I'm going to fix that comma again. So this time I'm going to make it 2, 3, 1. Okay. Now I've used up all of the possibilities for 2 being in the first position. I've also used up all the possibilities for 1 being in the first key position. So now it looks like it's 3. The value 3, it's its turn to be in the first key position. So let's go ahead and put a 3 down, followed by a 1, followed by a 2, and I can reverse these 2 values. So it could be 3, 2, 1. So these are all of the possible 3-digit passcodes that can be created using the numbers 1 through 3 and not repeating numbers within that passcode. Cool stuff, guys. I'll see you in another problem.